Welcome. DJ Slopo back in the building on the Same 12 Notes podcast. Today we are here with a very special guest.
What's going on, guys? My name is Jamaal, known in the music world as Jamaal Monarch. Known to your girl as, oh, isn't he so nice? Yeah, what's going on, guys? Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I am here as always. Sign. Call me what you want, except your mama's favorite DJ, because that is DJ Slopo.
I can't. Do you know what? I can't be called One Take Drake no more.
Why?
This is take two. This is take two of the podcast.
He says it so humbly.
I can't be called
Life
it.
has its way of humbling you.
It does. It does. This is take two of the podcast. We're going for the second time. I forgot to press record.
So,
AJ's gonna love hearing that.
Yeah, he's gonna love it. Enjoy your Stella wherever you are. To jump straight into it, Jamaal, let the people listening and watching, when they watch, know who you are, what you do, and all them things.
So, all that good stuff. I'm a music artist. Like I said, known as Jamaal Monarch. I'm a producer, I'm a vocalist. I am an engineer. So I mix and master as well. I've been working on things with other artists as well, most recently, which is fun, on like engineering duties. But then I just finished up my new album. I work very closely with a good friend of mine, one of my tightest friends, Dane. We just finished up his album. And yeah, I'm just out here, man, filming videos, making good music, giving bars out to people, you know what I mean?
Super dope beat makers.
Giving you bars, that's the most important thing.
So
Yes, very true.
can you talk to us a bit about your new album that's coming out?
Of course, yeah. So I work in album form. I think this like sort of market environment that we're in now is very like singles driven, because music is very disposable, and you know even I fall like victim to it. You know, I listen to one album, I'll pick the song I like, and then it's kind of done.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Unless it's like someone I really, really love that like I have an emotional attachment to. I don't know, like the Skeptas of the world, where it's like, I don't know, I'll check for their like YouTube content and shit like that. But
They're
like,
all over the house videos.
Ecosystem.
yeah, the ecosystem and the all over the houses, of course. But yeah,
I don't go back to that one, but
I've not seen that video in a long time.
I don't plan on doing it.
I've tried to blank it from my memory. Like,
I would never, as a child, you know, I'm not that young. I was getting messages from people who like, fun fact, that girl in the video is from Leeds.
Yeah.
Hull is not far away from Leeds. I'm not out here revealing my government addresses, but I'm saying we were very close to the epicenter of that earthquake.
wow.
Government names were thrown around in group chats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
man.
Facebook accounts, not even like pictures, like real Facebook accounts.
Well, that was back before Instagram.
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
why people were throwing
Snapchat,
Facebook.
this is
Yeah,
pre-Snapchat
we
era.
just jumped
People
off
were
the...
tagging home. Like I knew where your home address is because you tag home on your profile picture, like a doofus on Facebook.
That was that was a mad era though, because like we jumped off MySpace, which was kind of I see Instagram as like the new updated version of MySpace, where it's like picture form, where you have a persona that you put out.
You sell to
like you can be what you want. You sell that, and a lot of like artists and musicians did that very well through MySpace, and that's like
how I discovered JME.
Yeah, that's how a lot of them started their career. And then when that shift changed and everyone moved to Facebook, it was very personal and
The Wild West.
Yeah,
Whenever they
like-
moved to Facebook, it was Wild West. We still bumping MSN. People still sending singles. You were saying like singles was a way that people would take in music, and albums and singles were like almost distinct entities. And sometimes the song you were listening to was on the album, and it wasn't the other way around, where people go, "Oh, that single is from Get Rich or Die Trying album."
Yeah. But yeah, in like terms of my album, I have a new album coming. I got some singles coming from it, video content, and I'm just really happy to be releasing music again. And I feel like for the first time, I've released 2 projects before, but I feel like for the first time, I really just feel like happy with this music, and I want to perform it live, and I like want to make everyone hear it. Like with the first two, the first EP I really liked that. But I knew it wasn't perfect. Like I go back and listen to that, and there's been a few times where I've gone back into project files and I'm like, I EQ'd that. Like, we had a lot to learn. Like, or like I went too crazy on modulation effects, and I'm like, you can't even hear the pitch of my vocal or whatever. But like for the first time with this new record, I'm just like, man, this is so good. And I want everyone to know how so good it is, because if I'm a fan of it, and I feel like other people will be a fan of it.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the most important things as being an artist. Like if you don't love it and like don't feel so passionate about it, then you can't really expect other people to get behind it and feel that same way.
And especially because like we as artists listen to the song so much before it comes out.
True.
That the likelihood of us hating it before it drops is very high.
Yeah.
Like it's very high. There's been records that I've put out, whether it's me or that I've worked on, and I'm just like, gosh, people are going to be hearing this for the first time, but I've heard this 200 times and I hated it. I hated it by the 40th. Like I was done. So.
And then you have to come and do chats like this and talk about new music, and you're like, oh yeah, I love this new song, and in your head you're like,
I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I'm just not passionate about this. But now with this new record, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I've listened to this 200 times. 200 times, pardon me. I'll listen to it 200 times again.
Yeah.
Because
I like that.
there's just something in your chest.
I'm really looking forward to it. Because I know a lot of artists that go through that same motion that you was on about, and by the time it is ready to be released, they're like, oh yeah, I'm kind of done with it. Like, not that sometimes they don't hate it, they're just like,
they're done with it.
Yeah, they're just done. Like, if like your friends are around and they want to play it, they're like, oh, turn it off. Like,
oh, that's tough.
Yeah. Oh man, that happens though. I remember I was seeing this stupid John, and they played like a record of mine, like an old record, while we were there, and I was like, "You turn this shit off." I'm walking out your house.
Oh, did they try to hit you with the old record?
They hit me. That's from the second project. It's like 2017, so it wasn't even 2016. I finished that one. So it hit me with it. I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake! Like, you need to shut up." But this new one, play it, I'm gonna start jumping around. Like, So yeah, I'm really excited for everyone to listen to it.
Do we have a title for the album that you're allowed to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been saying the album title now, and it's also in. I just released a freestyle over Megan Thee Stallion's "Cash Shit."
Yes, I love that.
Shout out to Megan. We love Megan. It's a hot girl summer, and shout out to the baby. But
hot out here.
The album title is Audio Honey.
Okay.
Audio Honey.
Like
nice.
That.
And I called it that because off the back of the first two projects, I kind of just felt like I wanted something a bit smoother sounding in production, in the mixing, and in what I was saying. Like at some points in the second project, especially, it was like, life's so shit. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that way. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. I remember there's a song called, like the first two songs, like on that second project, are like, I'm at university, fucking 9 to 5. The world is evil. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, if you could just, like, even with like the songs I really liked off of the second one, like Saint Laurent, which is like a bit more of like an upbeat sort of banger. Yeah. I'm thinking of like the second verse, even is like, oh shit, like, I don't know, like, oh, gotta make sure my fucking chakras are balanced and shit like that. I'm like, yo, you need to chill the fuck out. Like, chill out, like, for real. So this new project's definitely just about, I wanted to make something that felt good, and obviously honey tastes good. Yeah. So as well as like being audio honey from sound, that sounds good, it tastes good, it's sweet, but also at the same time, in the period of time that I had off from releasing music, I felt like I embraced a lot more of who I was. So it's kind of like a play on words, where it's like a bit of a camp title as well. So it's like audio honey, like that sort of shit.
The double entendre bomb just went off.
It reminded me of as soon as you said it, what was the Kanye track? It was honey. Bound.
Yeah.
Yes. It reminded me of that, like that kind of like. I feel like every time I hear that now, I need to say it in that voice, that like audio honey, honey.
Yeah. That's funny. I actually thought of that as well.
Yeah.
When I named it, it just literally, I can't remember where I was. It just hit me because I had other titles, and there was one title I was set on for a while, And I was like, oh, this is good. I had an idea for the cover.
Yeah.
Which was actually Kanye inspired. There's a photo.
Okay.
There was a Kanye photo that I saw, and I was like, yeah, cool. I wanna. It's like it's not even like a bait Kanye photo. It's like a random one I found on Tumblr like a couple years ago, and I was set on it, and then I was like, nah, this isn't it. This is good, but it's not it. And then I just randomly came up with Audio Honey one day, and I was like, yeah, that's perfect.
Cool.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I like that name. I like it.
That is a good name.
It's like short, sweet, and it's like catchy. Like you
Sweet,
remember
like
it.
honey, like you know what I mean. So all of that.
Yeah, I'll put my hand up for question.
Okay, go ahead.
Back in school.
Yeah, back in school. Who's the teacher?
I have seen, which we should share, put a little hovery clip somewhere in the segment.
Yeah.
How were the last shows? I've seen you have done how many shows recently?
I just did one show recently, and I have one coming up. So I performed in support of a rapper from New York called Leaf.
Nice.
Who is an amazing person. Definitely one of the trailblazers for some of the things that I've done and some of the things that are going on in hip hop right now. Some of the changing shifts towards queer people being accepted in hip hop. He kind of took a lot of those bullets. And I supported him in Manchester at Soup Kitchen.
Yeah.
And the show was so good. The show was so good. Like, I got off stage and, like, everyone was, like, nothing short of such high praises. It was like, this is amazing. Oh, my God, you're so good at today. I was like... Ugh.
I was actually having a conversation with one of our friends about it the other day, and they were saying how sick it was. And, like, I saw, like, a lot of the videos, and I thought what was dope was the fact that you came out. Did you have, like, a hoodie on, and then you had a skirt on as well?
Nah, I had a skirt on, but it was like a jumper.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It was just like a sweatshirt.
Yeah,
It's
like
a kind of velour sweatshirt or whatever it is. Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
It
thought that vibe and coming out like that was like sick because it's kind of like true to yourself, and then it's kind of like shifting the way people are thinking, especially in hip hop where it has kind of been known to be quite a homophobic genre.
Yeah.
Like, especially even like when you look back at some of the idols in hip hop, like Jay-Z and everyone like that used to reference homophobic lyrics, but now we've taken that on to be like, actually that was kind of wrong. You've seen that shift. And then what was the rapper who was sporting again his name? Leaf. You were saying that he was kind of forefronting a lot of that movement as well.
Leaf was the first queer rapper I knew about.
Oh, okay.
At like 17. So it was a huge deal for me that like when I got the email,
that's like a massive thing.
I was like, I emailed the guy back like, are you confirming I can play? Like, what the fuck? So I remember hearing about Leaf when I was like 17. I was like, oh fuck, like you can actually be like queer and kind of do this shit. Cause I came out at like 14, but I'd been making music earlier than that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was like kind of one of the first ones, along with like people like Mickey Blanco and Cakes the Killer and Zebra Cats.
Cakes the Killer has one of my favorite, like underrated mixtape from years ago. I don't even know how I found it, but every now and then I go back to some of that music.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
All those guys
That's
are really
some
good.
rap.
All those guys are really talented. And yeah, so that the show was super big for me in that sense. But that was the first time I wore a skirt.
Really?
That was the first time I wore a skirt. I never worn a skirt before.
I thought it was dope. Like I saw the pictures on stage, and like even like your stage presence and everything, like it was great. It kind of flowed off like so good energy, and I think like a lot. I didn't know that I keep forgetting his name. Leaf was a gay rapper.
Yeah.
So that was like dope as well. But I feel like because Manchester, correct me if I'm wrong. Apart from Pride, Manchester doesn't really put on a lot of shows where it's like, especially like hip hop shows where it's mainly like gay artists.
Yeah. I mean, Cakes has been here. Cakes performed at the same venue maybe like a couple of years ago.
Nice.
And then
I just found the mixtape.
Mickey has been here as well, but it's never been like
It's
two of their like one of their own.
Yeah.
And one of the icons. So like to me, that show is kind of history.
Yeah.
To me, because everyone who saw me there is going to be like, oh my God, we saw like two of the like one of Manchester's own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like I said, a legend in that sort of segment of society performed together and we both killed it. So, yeah, that Manchester doesn't really, Pride doesn't cater to hip hop at all.
No, it doesn't.
Manchester Pride, it's trash for that. I will use this podcast to right now call out Manchester Pride.
Yeah.
Yes.
They might need to fucking step their game up.
Say with your chest.
Yeah.
It's trash for that.
I always find with Pride, it goes down the very cliche kind of route that doesn't represent
camp ass, soft ass,
Yeah.
cookie cutter cake ass shit.
and
It's
it doesn't actually represent
Besides,
like a
sorry,
realist-
Lady Leisha's on this year's
Okay.
Oh, strong.
lineup. So shout out to Lady Leisha, but she's
Yes.
queer as well. So yeah, that's like, you know, you look on TV and you used to have the token black guy. Like,
Yeah.
you got the token.
It's
you know,
frustrating. It's
Birmingham,
very
like,
frustrating.
You're
but
from,
yeah.
you know, you're from the Midlands. Birmingham Pride are on it with their
Yeah,
shit.
Birmingham Pride
had
Birmingham
Rico
Pride is
Nasty this
very
year.
good.
I performed there last year. Like,
yeah.
Strong.
they had a whole segment of Birmingham Pride dedicated to the stuff that I'm doing.
Yeah,
it was
Birmingham,
amazing.
Birmingham Pride is
On it.
very good for it.
Shout out to Dan Brown, because Dan Brown's an amazing guy. He has his head screwed on, his
Yeah.
ear to the ground. So
That's
killing it.
amazing.
Manchester Pride. Rico Nasty was there this year.
Yeah.
Miss Banks was there last year. Big Frida was there last year. I performed there last year. Like, and just like this year was like mostly all women. I think it was an all female lineup pretty much. At that. It's called the Future Stage. So it's
Yeah.
like dedicated to sort of like up and coming underground urban music, hip hop, R&B, whatever. And Birmingham Pride are on it, and Manchester Pride can learn a lot from it.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
Manchester Pride
need
could also
to-
learn a lot from UK Black Pride as well. But hopefully, in the future, like seeing Lady Leisha on the lineup this year was one big thing.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future, as we sort of step towards it, because it's been voted one of the best prides in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That I've heard that.
there's
but then
space for it.
Yeah, I've heard that there's a lot of people that travel to come specifically for Manchester Pride as
yeah.
well. So
Oh yeah.
they definitely need to. I don't know if they just need to be representing people, like all people, well.
Yeah, but I mean that's a conversation we can have for a lot of other mediums, for a lot of
Yeah,
other marginalized communities. You
yeah.
can have that conversation for Afro-Caribbean people in certain segments of society.
Yeah.
We were having that conversation maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
In certain segments of society. But that's a completely different conversation. But yeah, the representation is so important in so many different ways. And yeah, pride in the music selection is definitely one where it could be improved. But like I said, yeah, hopefully it'll improve going into the 2020s, because you can't be in like 2020 just
Yeah.
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 To me, 2020 is the future. We should have our shit sorted out by
I
2020.
feel like historically.
Music is easy to sort out. Like,
Yeah.
That's very true. I feel like
so easy to listen to an album for like half an hour, 45 minutes as a booker and be like, yeah, cool, I'll book them.
Yeah, like it's not.
Yeah.
I feel like as a booker, it's not a difficult job as long as you're open minded. I feel like a lot of bookers, and don't come at me for this if you are a booker, but they kind of just be like, oh, yeah, this person's doing numbers on this platform, rather than actually listening, taking in, is this good music? They're just like, yeah, they're doing numbers, they're gonna pull a crowd.
Yeah. But I know people doing numbers on Spotify, and I haven't seen them play a show.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them play a show in a while. I haven't released this new album, and I still pull people there for the Leaf show.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And shout out to the people that came. But
Was that your first live show?
that was my first. I've been performing since really
Yeah.
young. Really young. Like, performing is not new to me.
Yeah.
Uh,
But like ticketed,
ticketed,
event.
like as Jamaal Monarch. Yes, Jamaal Monarch is the first show of this year.
Okay.
And then I have my first London show in like a week today.
So
Amazing.
what's lined up for the London show?
So the London show is in commemoration or like collaboration with a new LGBT POC focused platform called Handle with Care,
Okay.
headed up by these two amazing guys called Corey and Josh. So shout out to both of them. And they're having their first show in Brixton at Hootenanny.
nice.
And it's me, a DJ called Donny Sunshine, and two singers one's called Aaron, who's like tied to like Pussy Palace.
I've heard
Strong.
their parties are dope.
Pussy Palace is popping. Yeah,
I've heard their parties are dope.
amazing music selection, amazing
Yeah.
highlights popping. And then another singer called Samson as well, who's been like, I released a couple singles this year, and like it's more
Okay.
like a singer, both singers. So all three of us are on the bill. And I told Donnie, who's got to do my set, to get the gunshots ready. So I saw him yesterday. I said, get the gunshots ready. I'm not playing. And we're going to turn that shit upside out, inside out. Upside down.
Ready.
So yeah, that's going to be really cool. That'll be really fun to do.
So is the LGBT community, is there loads of like hip hop shows and stuff like this that's happening that are kind of like surface level for everyone else? Like it's easy to be missed kind of thing. Because it sounds like from like just some of the names that you was naming there. And I know I've heard of Pussy Palace before. and like the stuff that they're doing is wild. Like the parties look so dope, but I feel like a lot of people, I don't know whether it's like, maybe it's like we're in Manchester and it's like if you're in London, it's something that you just 100% know about.
I think across the world, like queer people are in hip hop.
Yeah.
And are in urban music, period.
Yeah.
Whether it's the biggest people like Lil Nas X or Young M.A, or people who are a bit more underground to their own scenes, like Chicago has a really prominent sort of group of people over there, like Mr. Wallace and Roy Kinsey. Roy Kinsey raps like Pusha T.
One of my favourite hip hop groups.
Like queer, he's sick.
Yeah, one of my favourite hip hop groups at the moment, Brockhampton.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Of course. Or if you're in London, it's like people like Carnage Kills and like other people. I'm trying to think of names off the top of my head, but
You hit mad roll calls there. I'm watching like how many names can you
I'm trying to think of just names I can mention, but
I feel like it's good though because like I don't know whether
like I'm right.
I don't know whether it's just that like this kind of scene isn't pushed forward to the mainstream as much. So like, it's like a lot of these artists like I've not heard of, but I know that I should have heard of. Like especially
I don't think so, man. I don't think you should have heard of these artists because like the big artists that you just named, Brockhampton, Young M.A, Lil Nas X, are all huge. Like you can obviously hear of those. If you hadn't heard of those, and then that's like okay,
red flag.
Like what? Yeah, that's weird. That would be like strange. But it's not unusual to have. I wouldn't have expected you to hear of those guys from Chicago or Carnage. Like Carnage is on the come up. Like Roy Kinsey and that they're not massive.
Oh okay, yeah. So they're all still
like,
growing artists.
Those are still under. I'm just saying that those people are existing in the sphere of music that we all love and listen to and appreciate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't have expected you to hear them, but they are there, and I mean, queer people are everywhere. I just think we should be in sport a little bit more.
Yes.
To be honest, that's more so than like music. Definitely exists
in sport.
Music though, I think maybe in terms of like hip hop being a homophobic genre, it stems deeper than just
I think it stems deeper than just the music.
Yeah, it stems deeper than the music.
Yeah, it's when you look at like where hip hop come from as well. It was born from very aggressive individuals anyway.
Yeah, I was
wanted to direct that aggression to somebody that wasn't like them. Mm-hmm. So I think that's more where the deep rooted issue comes from with that, and that's not just aimed at gay people. That's aimed at people of different races and everything.
Yeah, and if you think like in a sort of rhetoric that's been put into people's minds for quite a while now, if you think that homosexuality is the white man's disease, as a black art form, that's going to exist, that sphere of thinking, and it's got to be hard to shake. Yeah, and in a genre that has become over time so much more masculine, like in the 80s when it first started out, like Planet Rock, this shit was like party music. Like this motherfuckers wearing like weird shit. Even like
not to Drake can't hide from it. We've got those early pictures.
Yeah, even like
just what frustrates me the
even
most.
When you
icons like George Clinton still wearing crazy shit.
Yeah, even when you flip it and look at people like Eddie Murphy what they used to come on stage wearing.
That was rock star shit to wear. Yeah. Like that was what you wore when you were on that platform, and it irks me that like the swinging hammer came through and it made everything monochrome. Why the fuck was in the 90s everyone just wore black and white? Yeah. Everyone was just wearing black roll-up jeans, Converse. Everyone did, however much they deny it. And then that's where like the hammer knocked shit down, and the poisonous like ultra masculinity, which literally poisoned people to death, like came in. I feel like there were many instances in music in which we saw that like that hammer was not doing any building. That people thought they were swinging it around and doing shit, but we were seeing groups of people being knocked down, groups of people being oppressed, groups of people who tried to stand up for themselves. Genuinely, that we're not just a group of people, we're just people. Like, stop fucking around now. It's getting a bit too wild. We start, like, it's frustrating that in society, not even just music, that you have to see the shit breaking for us to then appreciate what's been built or what is about to be built or trying to be built. But yeah, like the poisonous ultra masculinity in hip hop is one of the things I hate the most because it literally killed people.
That's why
it's an urban music period though.
Yeah.
Like American black music period. Have you heard of Billy Porter? No. Actor who's in a really big show right now called Pose.
Yes.
Went to the Met Gala and wore like this crazy gold outfit and was amazing. He was an R&B singer.
Yeah.
There is a video out right now, his first album of him in a car with a woman. He was out then. Or I don't know if he was out then. I won't quote that.
Yeah.
I won't be quoted on that. But he's a gay man.
Yeah, and he was still portraying.
It looks like Brian McKnight video. It looks like he's in the car with some woman and it's like, yo, like you were asked to not be yourself.
Yeah.
Or if it's like, you know, if it's not LGBT issues, it's body issues. Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know the story of Missy Elliott when she did that verse on that remix and she couldn't be in the video because of her body?
No,
Yeah,
I
tell the story.
Yeah, that's a great
I
story
might have to find the exact details. I don't know the song of it, but
I know Lizzo's out there really doing a thing about body
doing her
shaming
thing.
and stuff like that.
yeah, Missy Elliott wasn't allowed to be in the video for a song she put a verse on because she didn't fit the image, so they replaced her with like a skinnier girl.
Wow.
And that was like in the 90s.
And Missy was popping then as well. Like everyone wanted a verse from
The Missy Elliott?
how
People need
dare
to put some fucking
it's like, how
respect.
dare you?
But yeah, I like one thing that hit home to me because again, growing up in Zambia in the north of England, not really being exposed to much unless I was actively seeking information. For me, like seeing the poison started when we saw musicians like Houston, who people forget about Houston completely, but Houston, amazing musician, made I Like That, a song that
amazing
a song that was insane.
I like that.
Video, his whole album leading up to that, and just the poison of everyone at that time. You do drugs, and that was the functionality. Ironically, it's the functionality of the last 2 years of a lot of music. Now, functionality led him to gouging his own eye out with a plastic spoon.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Why should we get to that stage before that era went, okay, put the fucking PCP down?
Yeah.
And then now we've got to kids killing themselves. Like, at what stage do we have to realize that, like, we need to stop trying to build shit off people's broken backs? Like, earlier when you said, like, Leaf took the bullets, it irks me so much when people have to take bullets for something to happen.
Young Thug took bullets as well. Like,
Young Thug was...
Wayne took bullets.
Yeah.
And speaking of Wayne's career suffered a bit of a dent when that video of him and Birdman came out. Like,
that's
them kissing. But, you know, if you think about it, I don't really like Birdman's a bit of a weird character, a bit creepy.
Creepy.
If they have a father and son relationship, I can see why they might be that comfortable with themselves.
Very true.
I hear it. And the song that Missy wasn't allowed to be in was the debut single of Raven Simone.
Okay.
Wow.
And she was informed on Behind the Music. She said she wasn't informed of the video shoot and was later told that she didn't quite fit the image that we were looking for. How
can you be like, we need you on this song?
We need your art, but we don't want you.
Yeah.
That's that underlying.
That underlying rhetoric.
Yeah.
It goes throughout the whole thing. You know, black culture is so, in the words of Nipsey Hussle, the culture is contagious, but how many people want to be black when it's time to be black?
Yeah.
How, you know, does Miley Cyrus want to be black? Does Justin Bieber want to be black when it's time to speak out on those issues?
Yeah, or do they just want to reap the benefits of that culture?
Yeah. Or do you just want to take the drum patterns and the slang and get on with it? Trash.
Or as Miley's doing so well, shaking her lower back.
shaking her spine, bro.
I was about to say, or lack of it.
Lower back bones moving out of rhythm.
All the shoulder blades.